Hello friends and greetings from Iceland. This is how volcano looks today on April 25th at 9:30 in the evening. It keeps erupting already over 1 month, though activity is very weak. It's about 3 to 4 cubic meters of lava that is being emitted mainly through the lava tunnels, and lava travels south under the surface of already cooled lava. We will go over the latest updates from Icelandic Met Office, also over the interview with Icelandic volcanologist Prof Thordarsson. I would like also to remind you that Ongoing Eruption site is closed and access to it is prohibited to general public unless you are a scientist or representative of Icelandic media, what I am not. So I can't go there to film it. As you know, also I crashed my drone in Malta, so I don't even have tools for now to do it. So for illustration purposes, I will be using the footage from the last year. I hope you will enjoy it. We will go over the interview with Icelandic volcanologist Professor Thordarsson, which was published earlier this week in the morning newspaper. Magma flow from the below splits into two pathways, he says. It started by moving up from this shallow magma chamber at the beginning of the current eruption on March 16th. The topic of discussion is magma accumulation in a chamber beneath Svartsengi that is now approaching the lower limit of the amount necessary to trigger an eruption, even in the next week or two, says Thorvaldur. And he said this 5 days ago. So we might see eruption any time now, any day, literally in the near future. We have the direct flow out of the deeper magma chamber after the current eruption started, and then another flow that is going into the shallow magma cell or reservoir under Svartsengi, which is causing the land rise to start again, though it stopped for some time after the eruption started on March 16th. Part of the flow from the deeper magma chamber, which is under Fagradalsfjall and is about 10 kilometers wide, is pumping magma into this shallow Svartsengi cell and gradually filling it up, and now it is reaching the tolerance level. Magma accumulation in the shallower cell is approaching 8 million cubic meters that are generally thought to be sufficient to trigger an eruption. But according to Thorvaldur, an eruption can also start after considerably bigger amount of magma accumulated. How is it being regulated? The most likely regulating factor is the amount of magma that is left from the previous eruption that controls it, as well as whether there is any variation, increase or decrease in the magma flows from the deeper magma chamber. It is a certain equilibrium, something goes in and something goes out, and this affects the rate of the land rise in Svartsengi. If the inflow rate changes, the rate of the land rise also changes. It can also vary where the chamber expands the most. The middle part can move and was moving a little further west over a period of time, says Thorvaldur. When asked, he says it is difficult to give a warning before the new volcanic eruption breaks out. It's very strange to be talking about another eruption from a system that is erupting right now. I assume that if we reach the tolerance threshold in the storage chamber and the magma wants to start getting out, the most natural thing for it is to look into the eruption channel that is open right now. And I think it is the most likely scenario, although we can't rule out that when we reach the tolerance limit, the magma will start looking for something else, says Thorvaldur, comparing the volcanic system to two pipes. If the flow through one pipe does not get through and gets blocked, it is a matter of time when back pressure will begin to affect the flow in some other pipe. Thorvaldur thinks it may be 1 to 2 weeks before we have the next eruption news, and at least a week is there. This was said 5 days ago. Now about half of the magma enters the lower chamber, and the other half goes up through the erupting cone. We are approaching 8 million cubic meters right now, and it is 4 to 5 days until we reach 10 million cubic meters if to compare to the previous flows. The system is evolving now. These events and these developments shouldn't surprise us, concludes Professor Thordarsson about the progress on the Svartsengi. Now we will go over the latest update from Icelandic Met Office, which was published 2 days ago. The eruption continues from the single vent which formed just east of Sundhnukur in a similar manner since April 5th. Lava continues to extrude and propagate towards the south along open channels, which are clearly visible from the cameras. The lava is also traveling longer distances from the crater through a network of closed lava tubes, which prevents the lava from cooling by direct contact with the atmosphere. The sector of the lava field which has been propagating towards the south and reaches the protective barriers built east of Grindavik town has been thickening in the past few days. The estimates of the lava extrusion rate show values between 3 to 4 cubic meters per second since the beginning of April. The last measurements were made on April 15, so we are now waiting for the new acquisitions, which will be available next week, to shed light on the level of the current activity and to understand if there have been any significant changes. The ground uplift measured around Svartsengi region continues, indicating that magma accumulates at the depths at a stable rate and the total inflow to the reservoir is greater than the outflow feeding the eruption. By using analytical models constrained by both GNSS and INSAR data, it is assessed that between 7 to 8 million cubic meters of magma has been recharged to the Svartsengi Reservoir since the eruption commenced on March 16th. In previous events, magma started propagating as dike intrusions from the reservoir at 4 to 5 kilometers depth towards the surface when threshold was at about 8 to 13 million cubic meters of recharged magma. As long as the magma continues accumulating in the Svartsengi Reservoir, the likelihood for significant escalation in the eruptive activity at Sundhnukur crater increases. New eruptive fissures may open in the area between Stora Skogfell and Hagafell, and or the current eruptive vent may enlarge because of a sudden increase in magma flow rate, which might reach the levels comparable to those observed at the beginning of the past 4 eruptions which occurred in the area. If this happens, very short precursors, if any, are expected. It is also possible that if magma starts propagating from the Svartsengi Reservoir to the Sundhnukur crater, this could happen gradually until a balance between the inflow rate at depths and the extrusion rate at the surface is reached. There is also a possibility that a new dike intrusion will result in the opening of additional eruptive fissures in the area other than between Stora Skogfell and Hagafell. This scenario is, however, considered less likely than those previously stated, and if this happens, longer and more intense precursors are expected to occur. Those were the latest volcano news from Iceland. Be well, God bless you. As always, we end our footage with bonus lava videos from 2021-23 eruptions. Enjoy.
Hvernig vil ég? Katrín! Já! Farðu ofan! Farðu ofan! Farðu bara til mömmunum! Svona! Svona! Já! Já, beður það ekki! Mjög flott! Skal ég þetta rastinni maður? Ég er bara að virka frábær. Þetta stoppa Hey, finnst þið það? Við erum að jumpa niður. Finnst þið það? Þetta er alveg heitt, sko. Ég er bara heitt.
listen to that power of the volcano, what sounds it generates. We are really 100 meters away from the crater. It's possible to come so close because all the lava is going down into the bathtub, into the valley, runs down the hill, and we are here next to the volcano. But sooner or later lava will spill also to this side, so it's a unique chance to come pretty close to the crater when it's erupting. And now all activity is concentrated in one place, here. All the other tissue vents gone extinct on July 12th, even before that. I was flying drone, there is no activity whatsoever further north. This is the only vent right now. Pretty impressive land. I'm pretty sure there is a magma under our feet somewhere at some depth. Dust and smoke all over. It's night time, about 2 o'clock on the night. Nights in Iceland are very bright. You don't have really night in July in Iceland. It's daytime 24 hours, you can say.